So as all of you guys, I'm sure, are aware, TeamBuilder has had a litany of issues, in the first month and a half here since release. And as most of you probably know, man, I have been working nonstop to try to find you guys workarounds for many of these issues. So I wanted to bring you guys this video today to give you guys some tips on a lot of the questions and issues that I've been seeing in the comments. And it has been a lot, man. I mean, it would take me a lot of videos to tackle all of the issues, but I will do it. I will continue to try to do it. I will work nonstop to bring you guys solutions or possible workarounds for all of these issues because I'm trying. I really am trying. So I want you guys to know that even if EA doesn't care much about the TeamBuilder, man, we're still in beta right now, a month and a half in. Even if they don't care much about it, I care about what you guys are going through, and I will continue to work towards this for you guys. But if you guys are rocking with me, you're not subscribed yet, man, I would love for you to join me on this journey. We got plenty more coming. And if you do learn something in this video or you like the video and you're rocking with it, man, leave it a like for me because it helps so much. But let's jump straight in to these tips to try to help you guys solve some of these problems. So one of the things right off the jump that you might run into here is when you see that you try to, come to the TeamBuilder site, you might get this Ajax error, Ajax 400, where everything you try to do, it'll just pop that error up, right? That almost always means that you just have to log in. What you want to do is go up to refresh. As soon as you refresh the page, you should see the, the little option to log in over here in the top right. All you got to do is click login. A lot of times, if you have it saved, you won't even have to actually put in your login info, and then boom, you will actually start to see everything that you have. Now, another thing you might come across is the brand logo glitch, right? So if I go to the apparel brand, and I choose Under Armour, let's say, right? And I go over to uniforms, it will change the home and away uniforms to Under Armour for me, typically with no problem. But then as soon as I go to create a new uniform, and let's just say, let's call this test, right? I go to create a new uniform, and I go over to test, you're going to have the Nike logo here. The one thing I've noticed that nearly always solves this issue, right, is if you just get rid of the alt that you made, and then when you go to create it, duplicate it from your away, right? So I'll do it again, and I'll say test. I'll make it a test again. And then now when we go to test, you'll see that we actually have the proper branding over here on the chest, right? So now the one thing that you may have to, mess with in the actual away uniform first is the stitching, right? So you might want to try to mess with the stitching first before you actually duplicate it over here. And if you want different stitching for your alternate, make it the stitching for the away, and then duplicate it over for the, for your alternate, and then go back and change it for the away, because oftentimes, for whatever reason, the stitching will not actually work in the alternate uniforms, and I'm trying to find a workaround for that. But as you can see, though, we've got our away jersey over here, and then we've got our alternate over here. They're completely different, but we still have our brand logo correct on the chest there. Now, one of the most annoying glitches that I know you guys are dealing with in this game, it revolves around this field, okay? I know that you guys are dealing with the black field glitch. Now, I have been trying so tirelessly to figure out a solution for this, and I have been contacting EA nonstop about this. So I want you guys to know that I am on it. I am trying my best for you guys. However, there are two workarounds. One of these workarounds may work for not only the black field glitch, but it'll also possibly work for the disappearing assets, right? So if you actually have your helmet here and your jerseys that are just disappearing on you, you are part of the contingent that's having these same two problems, I do believe. So what I want you to try, if you have the black field glitch and only the black field glitch, is I want you to try going to surface type and going to turf, okay? Now, you'll notice that when I switched it over to turf, it actually went black on me for a second. So what's happening here is that the game, when it switches, is having an issue. The script is not operating properly. So there's a couple of things that you can do here. First things first, if you've already tried switching between these and you're getting the black field glitch, try going to turf and then try going to natural or custom and just making it green, and see if this solves the issue for you. You could just try using green, hitting apply, and see if that actually solves it for you. But another thing that I've noticed is that if you just come into a team and you just make it grass, go to a new team, make it grass, don't mess with anything about the surface whatsoever, you may be able to make your team and not run into that issue at all. But I want you to try switching it from grass to turf and then going to a custom color and making it green. See if that works for you. Now, I'm going to tell you guys up front, it may not work because, again, I have been trying so many different things to get this fixed for you guys and find a workaround. And it seems like it's working for some people, but not everyone, right? So it seems to be an intermittent issue that EA is just ignoring, and I don't know why. But any of you guys that know me well enough know that we are going to figure this out, man. We will not rest until this is fixed. Now, another thing that's been working for a lot of people, okay? Go to google.com, and I'll leave a link to this in the description as well. And type in Brave browser. Go to Brave, right? And download this. And I know it's starting to get annoying with all of these different browsers. I understand that. It gets frustrating when you have to just try all these different things. But I want to give you guys anything that I can that may fix these issues for you guys. The big thing with Brave is that the reason that I think it's working for a lot of people is because it blocks a lot of those unnecessary scripts, and it runs as if you would be in like private or incognito mode. So I think that that is part of why it is working. So as you can see here, I have it downloaded on my Mac, but you can get it on a Windows PC as well. So here I am. I'm in Brave browser, as you can see, and I go under My Teams, and everything is right here, right? Everything that we need is here, the same way it would be in the other browsers. But what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to try to go in and create a brand new team in Brave browser and just start from the beginning. And again, I know that that is annoying and it might be frustrating if you spend a lot of time on your team already, but just try this because it really may solve the black field glitch for you. Just a couple other small things that I would also recommend. I would also recommend turning off the secondary logos, which I think many of you probably do that anyway, but turn those off. Turn off the secondary logos. Just put your midfield logo and your end zone logo in the custom layers, which I've showed you guys how to do before. Do that and leave it as is. Just try to get this thing to work for you, no matter what you have to do, no matter how basic it needs to be at this point. Another thing to keep in mind here, and I know that this might sound very obvious, but I have to say it. Whenever you go to fix or try one of these things, you want to go to the download center, and you want to download the team again. You want to choose to overwrite the local file. That'll make it so that if you did fix the issue, it will show up in-game. If you just save it and expect the game to update it on its own, it won't do that. Now, again, I know that sounds obvious, but I want to let you guys know that. Now, another question I've gotten a lot is about the brand logo on the socks, right? What you want to do is anytime you're not getting the actual brand logo on the socks, it's because you've tried to change the color. And again, I know that's another one of those things that is just like, what are you doing, EA? But it's just the way it is right now. The only workaround that I found for this, and I'm going to leave a comment up on the screen because the person that told me about this was absolutely correct. And shout out to you, man. Great job on this because this does work. When you go in to actually make your socks, only do the base color and the undersock color. Do not mess with the brand color. It will stay there in game, okay? If you just don't mess with it here in the TeamBuilder under socks. Now, another tip I wanted to give you guys is as it pertains to putting logos on like the front and back of your helmet, okay? And I'm going to tell you, I know a lot of you guys have had issues with this. Now, as you can see, I've got the helmet here that I made for the Air Force Special Operations Command jerseys that they're going to be wearing this year. And one of the things you'll notice is I've got the star on the back here, and I've got the dagger on the front the way that they should be, and I've got the wings on both sides. Now, the way that I did this, and I'm going to show you guys how to make these uniforms in a separate video, but I did this by splitting the logos up into 3 different logos here. And I'll show you exactly how to do that in Photoshop, like I said in another video. But what you'll want to do is, again, you want to make sure these are split onto 3 different layers because it won't work otherwise. And to get it on the front and the back, I'm going to show you like what will happen with the star if you actually try to just put it on there normally. I'm going to show you what will happen. And another quick note, if you're ever trying to make an alternate and you're duplicating uniforms, never duplicate from the actual alternate jerseys, right? It'll give you that option. Only ever do it from the home and away. But as you can see here, I've got a matte black helmet just like we have for the AFSOC helmet. And I'm going to show you how to get that star on the back, but not make it look all stretched out like it will when it first comes in. Now, I'm going to show you right here. If we go to add custom layers, and you will see. Now, if I add that star, it shows up the way it should on the side, right? If it's on the right-hand side, and I'll go down with it a little bit, and I'm going to just I'm going to hit right, so it only stays on the right-hand side. And then what we want to do is put it on the back of the helmet. But when we put it there, it's going to be all stretched out. And if we try to mess with the scaling over here, it's going to make it so that we can't make it any more than like a certain, size. So with these proportions right here, right, that's the way it's supposed to really look. But with these proportions, I can't go any higher than 2 for the X scale and which means that I can't make this any larger. I'm going to show you how to solve that issue. But I'm going to show you how to solve that issue now that we've got it scaled properly over here. We're going to bring this back over to the right-hand side, and what you're going to see is it's going to be stretched, but don't worry about that. Do not worry about that. I'm going to pull this down a little bit. What we're going to do now is make sure that this little lock over here, this line is here so that it's locked to proportions, and we are going to scale it up a bit, right? Once we scale it up, leave it like that. Let it look stretched on the right-hand side, because now as soon as we bring it back to the back, it is going to look better on the back. Now, we can even mess with the proportions a little bit just to make sure we get it perfect the way that we want. And I think that what I need to do is stretch it out just a little bit more with the X scale, and then I'll bring it back to the back, and boom, there we go. As you can see, it works perfectly now, and then we just move it into the place that we want it to be. So that will help you whenever you have that issue if you want to put something on the back or the front, but it's looking really distorted. Now, one other thing that I've noticed that's changed as it pertains to accessory colors, in TeamBuilder here, you can actually select your team's colors from the primary logo, right? So let's say, hypothetically, I wanted my primary colors to be, these three colors right here. I hit apply, and then as I go through TeamBuilder, it will allow me to use these three colors, which would be really cool. It's really cool, right? It's a good thing to have. But once you've finished all of your uniforms and you've got everything the way that you want it, you want to come back here and you want to change the primary color and use the slider to do so, right? So let's say, hypothetically, you wanted your accessory color to be a navy blue. Make sure that you come here to the blue, give it the exact saturation and lower the brightness, right? And make it the exact navy blue that you want it to be here in this primary color, and that will work for you. So in this particular case, since I'm going to be uploading the AFSOC uniforms, I'll use burgundy as an example because I think that would be cool for, the accessory color. We'll go ahead and make it like this, this burgundy, this dark red here, like a really deep red color. And just by messing with the sliders, this right here now should be our exact accessory color. Once I go to apply, that is now our primary. Now, I will show you as soon as we submit this into the game, that will be our accessory color. And then last but not least, one other quick tip as it pertains to the program part of TeamBuilder. When you're here, if you're ever having trouble as you go through this and you're noticing that it's lagging really bad, right, and things aren't saving properly, one of the things that you can do is when you go down here to view all of the faces, and, you can choose your face, like let's say we wanted to change the face for this guy and make it, this face right here. You can do that. But once you've changed it, if you start to go through and notice things aren't working properly, go back here and go to view less. You don't want to leave this on view all because for whatever reason, it causes the TeamBuilder to slow down. Now, just a quick little bonus tip I wanted to give you guys because I've been seeing this question a lot and I just saw it twice in my comments as I was recording this and, checking the comments and stuff. If you have an image and TeamBuilder is telling you that it's either not the right format or the right size, I'm going to show you how you can remedy that. So if you were in Photoshop or in Photopea, I'm going to go up here to File, and again, same exact process in Photopea. You go to File, and then we're going to go down to Export. You're going to see Export As, and then boom, as soon as you hit Export As, you're going to get this window. Now, first things first, over here in image size, if we mess with this, right, 1500 by 1500, let's say, we want to make it, right, it was 2000 by 2000. If you wanted to make it smaller, you could do that with the width and the height. In Photopea, you can even change the DPI. Raising that or lowering it will change the size of the image. Obviously, going lower will make the image smaller. But for this particular one, we want it less than 512, so 2000 was actually okay. So you'll see now that we've got it at 434.6 kilobytes, so that is perfectly fine. All we have to do is now go to Export, and we'll just call this sword. You will see it's 451 kilobytes. It is a PNG file, and if I go into TeamBuilder, all I have to do is go to the plus sign to upload a new image, and boom, the sword is right there. Hit open to upload it, and then you will see, there we go. No problems whatsoever. We now have our sword uploaded into TeamBuilder, and again, just want to make sure that you export it as a PNG and make sure that you size it, the width and the height and the DPI properly. Just mess with the settings until you see the little, size. It might say MB. If it says MB next to it, that means it's in megabytes. You want to lower it until you get to KB, to kilobytes, and it's got to be 512 or less. So there you have it, man. I just wanted to bring this video to you guys and give you guys some tips to try to find workarounds for these issues that everyone is running into. I just want to say up front, man, I am so sorry if you guys have been really struggling with this. I am trying everything on my end to bring you guys solutions. If you are still having trouble, man, let me know in the comments, and I know that many of you guys are, but I will not stop. I will not quit. I will not give up trying to make this easier on you guys, since EA is really not doing that for us right now. We're a month and a half into the life cycle of this game, and EA's TeamBuilder is still in beta. To me, that is a little bit of an issue. I mean, I think that they should put some more time and attention into this, because there are a lot of people that really love this feature. We can't love this feature unless you give it to us in stable release, EA. But if you guys are rocking with me, man, and you're not subscribed yet, I would love for you to stick around, join me on this journey, man, and thank you guys so much for your support lately. It is absolute. I mean, you guys make my day. You really do. You guys are my family, straight up, and every single one of you are my brothers and sisters. You guys make my day every day with your comments. I really can't say enough how much I love you guys. But if you learned something in this video, man, even if it was just one of the things that helped you out here, leave it a like if you get a chance for me, and I will continue to try to find solutions for you guys while we are running into a lot of these problems. I will not stop. I promise you that. I will not stop. I am going to continue to work nonstop to try to fix these issues and find workarounds for you guys, while EA in the meantime is focusing on other things or whatever they're doing. But once again, man, thank you guys so much for all of your love and support, man. We will be back very, very soon with more videos, more Dynasty, and we've got some new games coming up. I think you guys all know what I'm talking about. Cannot wait for that. I will catch you boys in the next one.